Hi fam, welcome back to my channel. I am finally doing my 23 books I would like to read for 2023. I just had to go and see which ones I want to try to get through to knock my TBR out of the ballpark. Anyway, without further ado, and jump right on into this video. Let me know at the end which books you think I should start with first for the year and like kind of go on from there. So there's that. So let's go ahead and grab the lightest stack of books, which are these ones. Don't worry, there's 23 total because I counted, but here's the first stack. Alright, the first one I have is Blood and Moonlight by Erin Beauty. Alright, rising above the city of Collins is a holly Sackham, and watching over its many spires is Katrin, an orphan girl whose unique skills serve the Sackham's master architect, for she is alone can spot the building's flaws in construction before they turn deadly. And that is Blood and Moonlight. And can we talk how pretty this cover is and how it's light purple all the way around. Like we like a good purple. And that's all I really want to know about this one before going into it, because if you know me, you know I like to go into my books pretty blind. So there's that. Alright, this next one I've had my eye on it forever, and it is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Romance is dead, but this isn't what she had in mind. Florence Day is the ghostwriter for one of the most prolific romance authors in the industry, and she has a problem. After a terrible breakup, she no longer believes in love. It's as good as dead. That sounds pretty amazing. And I love how there's a little crow on there and her little book. I'm sorry, but anytime I see a crow, I don't know if it's just me, but probably, but if you've seen The Vampire Diaries and you see a crow and you honestly think of Damon every single time, then yeah, that's me. It reminds me of Damon. Sorry, but not sorry. Alright, this next book I have is a romance book. It is by Rachel Hawkins. It is called Prince Charming. Daisy Winters is an outspoken 16-year-old Floridian with mermaid red hair, a job cashiering at Bootleg Walmart, and a perfect older sister. But everything changes after her sister gets engaged to the Prince of Scotland. Now, every detail of Daisy's private life is being scrutinized by the tabloids, and she is forced to join her sister at the scheduled royal castle. That sounds amazing. Like, oh my gosh. I don't work at a Walmart, but I know cashiering part it's a mess, but definitely yes. Alright, the next book I have is another, I want to say maybe romance, but it's also a cute graphic novel that I've had forever on my shelves. Haven't gotten around to it. Really need to. That's for a lot of these books. But it is The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. How does this book so perfectly combine and exist and intricate dresses adorable and lovable characters, and perfect story about coming to know yourself as an excellent. Jen Wang is a genius, and I want Frances to design my dress so I can go to the ballet with Lady Crystalia. Like, I love that. And it's just, it looks like it'll be a very sweet time. All I know is that it's about a guy who wants to be a girl, and he goes to his friend, and she makes a dress for him. That's all I really know about the details. Prince Sebastian is looking for a bride, or rather, his parents are looking for one for him. Sebastian is too busy hiding his secret life from everyone. At night, he puts on a daring dress to take Paris by storm. A fabulous Lady Crystalia, the hottest fashion icon in the world, capital of fashion. Okay, so technically what I said. So there's that. And again, the pictures just look freaking amazing, and I can't wait to start this soon. Alright, the next book I have is book 2 in the series, so I'm not going to go too terribly deep into it. It's the second book to Wicked Fox by Kate Chow. So I really don't want to know a whole lot about it. It's just an 18-year-old Lee Summons' heart is breaking. Her friends are grieving Jaehoon, the loss of his beloved grandmother, and Mi Young, the loss of her mother and her fox speed, her immortal Gemihal soul. Okay. That's all we're going to know about this one, because like I said, it is the second companion to Wicked Fox. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I definitely want to finish the series and just get it completed and get it off of my TBR and reread it one day when I want to reread it. I annotated the first one, so I don't know if I'll annotate this one. Maybe. You never know. Alright, so this next book I've also had on my shelves forever, and it is This Immortal Coil by Emily Suvada. Kartina Actega is a hacker. She can cripple many frames and crash through firewalls. But that's not what makes her special. In Cat's world, people are implanted with the technology to recode their DNA, allowing them to change their bodies any way they want. And Cat happens to be a Jinn hacking genius. And that's all I really want to know about this one. Like I said, I've had it on my shelves forever. I really need to get into it, because it is now a 3-book series, and the covers, I'm not gonna lie, they look really cool. Like, I'm interested. So I just don't know why I haven't started it yet. Alright, we have the next deck of books to talk about. Alright, the next one I want to get into is The Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon. Okay. Fall in love with the out-of-the-world romance between George Caruthers, a human woman, and Valtica, an alien from another planet, in this expanded edition with bonus materials and an exclusive epilogue print only. I know there are also Kindle version books that are now like releasing the series, because it's a huge book series and I only have like the first 3. And from what I've heard, it's supposed to be a little spicy. We like a little spicy on this channel, so why not? Alright, the next one I have is a thriller. No surprise there. The Queen of Horror. Yes. Alright. The one I have is Just Like Home by Sarah Gelly. Okay, Just Like Home is a darkly gothic thriller from the national best-selling author. So there's that. Come home, Vera's mother called, and Vera obeyed. And in spite of her long estrangement, in spite of the memories, she's come back to the home of a serial killer, back to face the love she had for her father and the bodies he buried there. Coming home is hard enough for Vera, and to make things worse, she and her mother aren't alone. A parasitic artist has moved into the guest house out back and is slowly stripping Vera's childhood for spare parts. He insists that he isn't the one leaving notes around the house in her father's handwriting. But who else could it possibly be? There are secrets yet undiscovered in the foundations of the Norturus coward house. Vera must face them, find out for herself just how deep the rot goes. And that is just like home. And like, look at the cover. Like, I love how it's like a pink and then it has like a little bit of blood in that. It's dripping. Like, that's a good moment. Sorry, but not sorry. Alright, I have a couple of Colin Hoover books that I would like to get to. This one is It Starts With Us, and it's a companion to It Ends With Us. So, Lily and Ryle have just settled into a civil co-parenting rhythm with their daughter, Emerson, when Lily suddenly runs into Atlas nearly 2 years after they last spoke. Elated at that the timing finally seems to be right to give what they have together a real chance, Alice asks Lily on a date. And that's all I want to know about this, because it's a second book to It Ends With Us that I read at the beginning last year around this time and absolutely loved. I just haven't gotten to this yet, and it's short, so it wouldn't seem like an issue for me. Alright, like I said, this other Colin Hoover book is Verity. All I know is that this one is the thriller one, and maybe a little bit of romance. I could be completely wrong. But Loan Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Lowen, to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. That sounds good. Those are the two Colin Hoover books that I have on this list that I want to read. The next one I have, again, is another thriller. Are we surprised? No, we're not. And that is Conversations on the 745 by Lisa Unhunger. Sorry if I butchered that. Everyone has a secret. Now she knows yours. Selena Murphy is a community home on the train when she strikes up a conversation with a beautiful stranger in the next seat. The woman introduces herself as Martha and soon confesses that she is being stuck in an affair with her boss. Selena, in turn, confesses that she suspects her husband is sleeping with the nanny. Ooh. When the train arrives at Selena's station, the two women part ways, presumably never to meet again. Days later, the nanny disappears. Like, oh. Last round spooky. We like that. Alright. This next book I have on audio, I need to get into it sometime this month. And that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I don't know too much about it, but I know it's been around for quite some time. I'm just always late to the party, so there's that. Truly deserving of an alcoholic modern classic. Under the influence of their charmistic classic professor, a group of clever Extracton misfits are at an Enlight New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from hedrum existence of their competitors. But when they go beyond the boundaries of normal mortality, they slip gradually from possession to corruption and betrayal, and at last inextricably into evil. And that just sounds pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm definitely gonna check this out this month. So we're gonna set that aside. Alright, I'm gonna go for this next huge stack here, and then we have another small stack after that. Alright, so this first one I'm going to talk about is an old V.E. Schwab book, and I've had it on my shelves for a little while, and that is The Near Witch, and I love this edition, and it even has a bookmarked ribbon. Like, stop, that's gorgeous. And on the inside, like, stop. And then we have this good moment here. So, yes. Alright. The Near Witch is only an old story told to frighten children. If the wind calls at night, you must not listen. The wind is lonely and always looking for company. There are no strangers in the town of Near. These are the truths that Lexi has heard all her life. But when an actual stranger, a boy who seems to fade like smoke, appears outside her home on the moor of night, she knows that at least one of these sayings is no longer true. The next night, the children of the Near start disappearing from their beds, and the mysterious boy falls under suspicion. And that's all I want to know for about the Near Witch. I just really need to get into it. And it's a beautiful Barnes and Noble edition that I got like a long time ago. Read it? No. Do I really need to? Yes. Yes, I do. Alright, this next book is another romance book. It is Savvy Sheldon Feels Good as Hell by Taja McCoy. Savvy Sheldon spends a lot of time tiptoeing around the cracks in her life. Her high-stress and low-thanks job, her clueless boyfriend, and the falling-apart kitchen she's inherited from her beloved grandma, who taught her how to cook and how to love people by feeding them. But when Savvy's world starts to crash down around her, she knows it's time for some renovations. And that's all I need to know about this. And it looks super cute and exciting, and I cannot wait to dive into this book this year. Alright, the next one I have is a pretty old one. Well, it's been around for a while. Again, I'm just always late to the party. Let me try to see. Okay, 2018 era. So, again, always late, but that's fine. And that is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. I know this book has been floating around a little bit, so I'm not going to get too much into the details. All I know is that her mother dies and she becomes a bird, and she goes to her mom's hometown where her grandparents live to try to find this bird that is her mother. And that's all I really need to know about this. And it sounds super good, super interesting. I just really need to get to it. Alright, the next one I want to get into is a sequel companion to The Spanish Love Deception, which I read last year, loved, gave 5 out of 5 stars. Just mwah. And this is the companion to it, which is The American Roommate Experience by Elena Armas. And it's the second book. Like, I don't want to read a whole lot on the back. Just the sometimes love just needs a little inspiration. And if you know the Spanish Love Deception, and then you've heard of this book, you know already about it. Like I said, I want to go blind into the second books and not spoil myself. But I really need to get into it. Like, it's also not that long, so maybe next month for, like, romance books, like, that could be a thing. That could definitely be a thing. Alright, I have another book. It looks like it could be like a spooky thriller, good time. And that is All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman, which is, oh, I already said All of Us Villain, Blood Before All. And there is a second book out to it. I need to read this one before I can get that, right? Yeah. The blood moon rises, the blood veil falls, the torment begins. And that's all I want to know about that. And it just looks really, oh. We love a good naked time underneath. And that sounded so wrong, but it looks freaking amazing. So, yes. There's that. And I've also had this on my shelf forever. I started reading it like a long time ago. Never really actually finished it. And I didn't really get that far. I got up to like 51. So I need to read more of it. And that is Sights by Neil Schusterman. Thou shalt kill. A world with no hunger, no disease, no war, no misery. Humanity has conquered all those things, and has even conquered death. Now, skies are the only ones who can end a life, and they are commanded to do so in order to keep the size of the population under control. Now, this is also a 3-book series. I have all 3 books. I just really need to get to reading more of the first one because it sounds interesting and something that I would be into. Just need to find the time. Alright. This next book I have is gorgeous inside and out, of course. And that is Belladonna by Adelyne Grace. And when I say it's pretty on the inside as well as the out, like, are you kidding me with this? Like, it said that 5 belladonna berries are all it takes to kill someone. And that's all I want to know. Like, I'm not going to even read the flop part. I'm just going to read you that. Like, that has me hooked, like, alone. And just, like, how gorgeous is this? Like, stop. But don't stop. Like, you know what I mean? Sina opened her eyes, and death was there before her, watching, waiting. His presence was intoxicating and familiar, and it took Sina by surprise, as it always did. That's all much more. I'm going to give the information about that one. And this next one, again, is another thriller. Again, we're not surprised. And that is Wet Big Teeth by Rosie Sababo. My grandfather's face was the one I remembered most vividly from childhood. But I didn't feel the way I used to when I looked at him. I was afraid. And just like, oh, I can't wait. And I haven't heard too many people talking about this one either, so there's that. Alright, now for the last stack, which is the last 3 books, which, yes. Alright, this next one I'm going to talk about is a romance. It's been everywhere, YouTube, Twitter, and on Book Talk. So, but I saw it on YouTube first, so YouTube wins. And that is Elle Kennedy, The Deal, the off-campus series. So this has been around, and then it even has companion series. But I just want to start with this first series because I have like the first 4. I don't have the 5th book yet, but I want to get it eventually. She's about to deal with a college bad boy. Hannah Wells has finally found someone who turns her on, but will she might be confident in every other area of her life. She's carrying around a full set of baggage when it comes to sex and education. If she wants to get her crush's attention, she'll have to step out of her comfort zone and make him take notice, even if it means touring the annoying, childish, cocky captain of the hockey team in exchange for a pretend date. And that is the deal. And I can't wait to get to it. It's spicy, and I just need a little bit of romance. Nothing wrong with that. This next book I have is another second book to the series. Again, oops. But it's only 2-book series, so we're doing good. I just had the second one to read, and then that's it. And that is The Deck of Omens by Christine Lynn Herman. No one can escape the gray forever. And that's all I want to know. I read The Devouring Gray, I believe, like last year-ish. So definitely want to check out the second book to see if I will like the series. I don't know why. There's a... Ooh. That happened. I didn't do that. Not that I'm aware of. I didn't start it, so... How dare someone spit my pages. Okay. So, there's this. Again, the cover is really pretty. Alright, this last book I have, again, another thriller. Again, we're not surprised. And that is The Heartwood Box by Anne Aguirre. In this tiny, terrifying town, the lost are never found. There are no murders on the books, no suicides either. They write in the paper that is in the safest town in New York State, but here, people just vanish. Their bodies are never found. And then that is this book. It sounds amazing, and hopefully I will be able to get to it too as well. So there's that. Like, just look how gorgeous. Oh. Alright, you guys, there we have it. Those are the 23 books I'm hoping to get through all to this year. Let me know if there's any particular ones you think I should start reading, like, ASAP. Let me know down in the comments, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. So there is that. And if you guys are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the notifications. And as always, smash that like button. And I will see you guys soon for my January TBR, which I still have yet to film. But I wanted to get this one out first. And then my January TBR second, of course. So there's that. And I will see you guys shortly. Alright, bye.